Well, we're currently in Eyemouth. Our attempt to get to Inverness in one, which was a big step, 270 miles.
We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
So what went wrong? Soft squidgy humans, let's say that. We set off in perfect weather to get to where we wanted to get to, and we'd have had that for the 3 days. Now, unfortunately, Janet took ill. We were only somewhere between North Shields and Blythe, actually. She did take the helm for a little bit, coming past the Blythe wind farm, but she wasn't feeling quite right, and ended up being really ill. We carried on. I took over the helm. And problem was, by the time we got to Amble, we could have gotten into Amble, but I asked Janet what she wanted to do, and she said, "No, we'll keep going. I'll recover." But she didn't. She continued feeling absolutely awful. We just thought it was seasickness, so pushed on. I took over. I probably only had a half an hour off the helm, and had a really good run then from the Farne Islands across past Lindisfarne, and we got between Lindisfarne and Berwick, and we decided, and again we were sort of making decisions at that point. We decided that we would cut out to sea, to cut a big corner off to get to Peterhead, and we will get into Peterhead, which would have been late Monday, early Tuesday, and this is Tuesday today. But with the forecast winds and everything, that would have been it'd be fine, no problem. But somewhere between Lindisfarne and Berwick, we got hit with 20-25 knot winds, and so what I decided then, and we were 6 to 8 miles offshore at that point, rather than continue and attempt that, we would come inshore and see if the winds were any kinder, and we would take a longer route to Peterhead. Got to St Abbs Head, and we were getting 27 knots, not southwesterlies, pure westerlies. The crossing over the Forth would have been impossible. It would just not have happened. It wasn't viable. So I had to turn. The issue then was we were out of water for Eyemouth. This was midnight, so we were pitch black. So decided to do a 5-hour loop to wait for sunrise, so we could get into Eyemouth in a little bit of daylight, making sure that we had a safe passage in. And well, that worked fine. But I was on the helm for 23 hours. So yeah, yesterday absolutely shattered. I hoped that Janet would have felt better, but she's still not right. She's still not good. It's another 104 miles to get to Peterhead, and the problem is we would have to leave Peterhead almost immediately to get around Rattery Head and into the Moray Firth and head to Inverness before the weather changes, and then we'd have to, and if we miss that slot, we've got 10 days to wait. There's nowhere between here really, and well, we could go to Arbroath possibly tomorrow and get in, but we'd be stuck and there's no point. But we all coped well, even though I'd got one reef in the main, not expecting this wind. When this wind came, we were going from no wind or very light wind, and so it was with a little bit of a heavy heart that we were leaving Eyemouth but turning south. We were abandoning our run for this year. 2 reasons. One, Janet just was not well. There was something not right. Couldn't quite put our finger on it, but yeah, it would not have been fair to continue. And secondly, there was something not quite right with the rudder, and it would not have been safe for us to continue with something in the background. So, our plan? Well, we were going to head down to Lindisfarne. It was only a shortish run from Eyemouth, anchor overnight, and then the following day we would continue another short run down to Amble, where we could rest up for a few days and hopefully Janet could throw off whatever was ailing her, and I would be able to have a bit more of an inspection of the rudder and then continue on back home to Hartlepool.
Lindisfarne. Yes. Okay, cheers.
Yeah, I see them.
Just on your starboard.
See them.
It can't go short because of it. That's what you used to.
And so once out of the harbour, sails went up, but the wind was in this direction.
Another further ahead.
The wind was right on the nose for where we wanted to travel. We had a go. We tried to sail. We were tacking backwards and forwards. Couldn't make any headway. We spent an hour tracking backwards and forwards, and actually we lost about half a mile. So we had to pack everything away.
What difference that makes? What difference that makes? I'm not worrying on me.
We were having a slight problem with the jib sail. The furler is a small diameter, and the furling line is just a little bit too big a diameter. It's 8mm line, but it gets a bit bound up. So unfortunately, we can't get a good furl on the sail, and in a headwind, the wind gets into the sail and tends to reopen up the top, which gives us a bit of a problem because that starts vibrating. And so we decided we would drop the sail, and I had to go out and and start packing it away whilst we were underway. We were motoring. I also found that because of the way that the sail was acting, it was actually just causing a little bit of drag. So that probably gave us a quarter knot extra. Hey, every little counts. So we were on our way. Yes, we had a headwind. It was gusting up to sort of 18 knots. And we were using the main. We were getting a little bit of power out of the main. It was, even though we were almost directly into it. But the seas were beautiful, nice and calm, flat. No swell, just a bit of ripple. The run from Eyemouth to Lindisfarne is pretty straightforward. The tricky bit comes when you get to Lindisfarne, picking up the two leading lines. And so when you're approaching Lindisfarne from the north, there's a couple of cardinal buoys to watch out for. One marks plough seat reef, and the second one marks the ridge. Once you get past the ridge, you want to take a course of a heading on 260 degrees. There's two chimneys. You want those to be in line, and that will be about the correct heading. Once you get around a buoy called Triton, you then take a course of 309 degrees, and that will take you straight towards the anchorage. We chose to head towards the Priory and anchor closer in under the hoof. I was looking to drop in around about 6 metres. As it was, that would have been a little bit close inshore, but we were almost at high tide, so we actually dropped in just over 8 metres of water, but plenty of chain out. Unfortunately, my anchor ball marker doesn't quite have that amount of line on it, but also it snagged on the chain, so it got even shorter and disappeared under the water. So with the snubber on, good bite, came back, take some reference points, see where we're holding. There was a bit of a breeze blowing into the anchorage point, so we were nose onto that, and also got quite a strong tidal flow. What an absolutely beautiful evening. There's a really strong tidal stream in here. It's on the ebb. My anchor ball is below the surface. It's got snagged with a piece of seaweed as well. So that'll be fun tomorrow.